Bismillah. Okay, folks, welcome back. I'm joined here with one of my students. Looking on the Maths Watch Grade D questions. It's clip 53. Change to a percentage. So we're changing a situation into a percentage with a calculator. So we're practicing calculator technique. Now, some part of it will be, first of all, I'll show you how we actually set it up before we jump on the calculator. Question number 1. Write the following as percentages, giving all your answers to one decimal place. This is very important. You've got 12 out of 34. What does 12 out of 34 mean? So, Zainab, what does out of mean? Out of means divide. It means divide. Thank you. Okay, so this word here means divide. So it's 12 divided by, out of means divide by 34. Now once you set the situation, the question up into this kind of arrangement, this is in a sense, if you look at it in a different way, can be rewritten as 12 over 34, with this line represents the divide line. Now Zainab, I want to change this fraction into a percentage. What is the technique that we use to change a fraction into a percentage? So it's the first number divided by second number. What do we do then? It is times by 100. So this is the calculation that we need to put into the calculator. So can you grab your Casio calculator? I'll grab my Casio calculator. Can you watch me, please? Alright, can you see my calculator? Okay, I need to bring it up a bit. Okay, now we need to get rid of some of those lines there. Otherwise, we're just going to be inside our calculator. Okay, here we go. Now, what I want to do now is what we've written here. We need to put this, all of this, into the calculator. So let's see how we do that. Okay, let's go back to math mode. Right, so 12 over 34 is written as a fraction. You press the fraction button. Can you do that, please? You press 12 on the top. You press the replay button, which is over here. That brings the cursor down to the bottom. We type in 34 here, press replay again to bring the cursor back up, and then we type in the time by 100. Time by 100. Press equal, and that gives us 600 over 17. Okay, we press the shift that button, that gives us as a proper fraction. So it's 35, and you can press this button here, it gives us a decimal. So FD gave me decimal. I think on your calculator, Zainab, it's SD, S to D. Yeah? Press that button, that gives you this answer here. So let's look at it. Okay, so we have the answer over here on the calculator. It says give your answer correct to, what was it, one decimal place. Okay, now let's analyze in the question of one decimal place on the sheet. Give all answers correct to one decimal place. Are we on the same sheet? Yeah, one decimal place, I'm saying now, yeah? Okay, so let's copy out this number here, over here, and let's see what that means. So we got 35.29411, blah, 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 blah. Okay, right. We need to look at it at one decimal place. Where's the first decimal place? Zainab, it is here. That's the first decimal place. So what we need to do, in a sense, we need to do a little partition here. We call this first decimal place position the last digit, and we call the next digit, we call it the decider. If the decider is 5 or more, we add 1 to the last digit, and because this is 9, we have to add 1. Okay, now we have to stop also at the last digit as well. So let's now go for a red. See if we can squeeze it in. So 2, remember we're adding it on. So 2 add 1 will give us 3. Copy the point down. Copy the 5 down. So the final answer for part A will give us 35.3. What's the answer? 35.3 what? Percent. Okay. Now I've done question 1A. I want Zainab to do question 1C. I'll pause the video and we'll come back after you've done it. Okay, I'm going to pause that now. Okay, right, welcome back. Just join with me and my students and them. So we have question C, 1C, 113 out of 153. And we said earlier that the out of here means divide. So you got 113 divided by 153. Okay. And then we have to multiply this by 100. We don't have to change into a fraction format. We can even do it like this. Literally translate it from English. This is like pseudo English with the mathematics. Here's English. Here's the maths. Change into mathematical symbols, the divide. So we can, if you want to, if it makes you feel more comfortable, you could put brackets here. But the calculator will do the division first anyway. But just if you want to make an extra feel of confidence for yourself, put that there. So that's the same as the previous question where we use fractions. So we can type it in like this now into the calculator. Let's have a go at that. Turn back to the mouse. So we can put brackets. So we can separate it in our heads and on the paper. 113 divided by 153. Close the brackets. Time by 100 equals. Okay, did you get that answer? That's all. Okay, good. So we've got 73 point. Let's write this answer down over here. Write something big over here. So we have 73. Okay, don't forget we're doing question C at the moment, so I'm just using some more space. So we have 73.8562 blah 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 blah. So this is the answer that we're looking at. Okay, now what did we say? He says give your answer to one decimal place, alright? So we go to one decimal place and we stop here. So we put a little corner partition here. If I can get it back. Okay, so this is called my last digit. And the next one, the 5. What do we call the 5? We'll call it the decider. Can we see the yellow? No, yellow's too light. See the blue? So the 5 is the decider digit. Now, if this is 5 or more, what do we do to the last digit? Add 1. That's what I'm going to do now. It is 5. And we have to stop here at the last digit. Stop here. So 8 and 1 will give us 9. And 3 and nothing will give us 3. 7 and nothing will give us 7. So the answer of the calculator was 73.8562095. So for us, our final answer is 73.9%. And write in brackets 1 decimal place. And that's the end of question 1C. Okay, Zainab, are we happy with that? Was that good? You understand that the last digit decider works? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, question number 3. We're looking at now a more kind of examination style question where they're giving you in a verbal context. It's a wordy question. They haven't used the word out of in this particular question. Let's look at the question in a bit more detail. So in a class, so we look at question number 3 now. In a class of 32 students, 18 of them, okay, are boys. What percent of the class are boys? Now here they haven't used out of. Okay, right. So this one, and here we also got in this question 13 girls and 6 boys. Okay, they only use the word of in the question itself. Okay, right. I think in that sense we'll look at question 4 rather. Okay, let's look at question 4 instead, because we have here we got off twice mentioned. We got off only mentioned once in the question. That's a better type of question. Right, let's have a look at question 4 then. So in a French class, there are 13 girls and 6 boys. What percentage of the class are girls? Give your answer to one decimal place. Okay, let's have a look at how we're going to do this question here. Now, we're doing the same way. First of all, we need to work out the total They haven't given us the total, how many students are all together. You have to work that out. So how many girls do you have? And how many boys do you have? So what's 13 add 6? So first of all, we need to add them up. So 13 add 6 will give us 19. So 19 is what is out of. So how many are girls? What percentage? So girls is going to be how many? 13 out of how many? Out of how many? 19. Yeah. So the girls is going to be 13. So the language here in the question, we have to develop it ourselves. 13 out of 19. Okay, now we're going to translate that now into our mathematics after we've interpreted the question. So we write down 13. The out of here means divide by 19. And to turn this into percentage, we multiply by 100. We can't set up in the fraction style, but we're just literally translating this into this, literally. I'm going to put the brackets here more for comfort rather than mathematical need, because we can see mentally here we want the calculator to do this calculation first than that, even though the calculator will do the division calculation first. It's just so you can have the student kind of better peace of mind. You're forcing the calculator to do this first, even though he does it anyway. So here we go. We are now going to type into the calculator this calculation as we see it here, into the calculator. Let's see how we go. Okay, let's go back to pencil. So you have 13. Oops, okay, we missed out the brackets. For the brackets for more like kind of mental comfort, so we know that it's going to do that first. Even though the calculator does bod mass anyway. Okay, and we get something like that. So what's our answer? Our answer is at the moment, I'm just going to write it up here because we've got more space. Okay, as I said before, folks, this is all still question number 4, just using the space that we have. We're not doing any other question at the moment. It's question number 4. So what was the number that we got here? We got 68.4210 blah 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 blah. Okay, now we need to consider it to what? How many decimal places? How many? 1 decimal place, which is here. So we draw a line down here in pencil. We call this the last digit. And the next one, which is the 2, what do we call that? The decider. Now if the decider is 5 or more, we add 1 to the last digit. If it's less than 5, what do we do to the last digit? Nothing. Good. We just copy it down. We don't add nothing to it. We leave it alone. So 68.4 is our final answer. And that's going to be percentage. And that's going to be, what was the percentage? What was it? Girls or something? Eh? Girls. So that's percentage girls in the class. Okay, that's done. Okay, so in this question here, they never set the words out for you. 13 out of so many, like we done in the previous question. Here you have to figure out the context. You have to work out the total that we done here first. Work out the total. And then we have to say ourselves 13 out of 19. Okay? And then we set up the English, the sentence. We change into mathematics. We put the brackets for comfort more than anything else. So we can see here it's going to be doing this first, then that. And then we've done the calculation in the calculator. We round off properly. And that question's done. And that's the end of this particular exercise.